All right, I have the M32 Earmor headset, and I'm gonna do a brief overview of it, go over a couple of the accessories that make it a little bit better and more versatile, go over some of the positive things about it, and then go over some of the negative things about it. Just wanted to splice in that CallMeColt Supply did send me the headset to review, but all my comments and stuff here are of my own, and then the accessories I did pay for with credits I had through CallMeColt Supply of my own. So it is a hearing protection headset. This is the communications version. This is their newest model at the time I'm making this video, which is like their 2022 model. I'm gonna be completely honest, I don't know exactly what that means. The only discernible thing that I was able to figure out is it comes with a different headset cover, which this multicam one is an upgrade. That's not what it is, but I'll go over what that headset is later. And it's also the communications model of the headset, not just the hearing protection one. The down lead is NATO wired, but if you have something else, there's an accessory that you can change that. It comes with a non-dynamic microphone, and it has a pretty affordable price point. 3 different colors, and it will fold up pretty good. Everything gets out of the way, so you could stow it away in your gear. And I mean, it's a headset. It's very similar in the way it wears and adjusts and things like that. So real quick with what comes in the box, obviously the headset. It comes a little protective thing that I don't really care about. What I thought was cool is the foam earpieces come with plastic over them to keep them from getting all indented and messed up depending how long they're in. This is the headset cover that comes over it, and it's kind of Velcro all around. And I guess the reason why they do this is, one, so you can add your own Velcro stuff to this, and then if you wanted to put it inside of a helmet or something like that, I guess it makes it easier to put in and out of a helmet and hold it more securely in place if you don't have like a helmet system. And then it has a little instruction booklet and an inspection thing. So I'm not gonna go crazy talking about all that stuff because there are a few other videos on YouTube and you can go read the product description. Links to all this stuff will be in the description. The down lead, obviously, the down lead comes a little Velcro, so you can kind of tie the leads up and get them out of the way if you're not using them. Your microphone is adjustable, flexible. You can see there's a little port right here with a rubber cover. You can actually pull this out. It's a little headphone jack. Pop this off and you'll see there's a little spot right there. You can put it on there and move the microphone to whatever side, depending on if you're a left or a right-hand shooter. That's a big positive. Your buttons on the side here for power, up and down, the sensitivity to the active part of the hearing. Accessories. This is something that really no one has talked about, and kind of goes into the positives. So, first thing, the ones in this package are actually the ones that came on here. They have a gel ear cup upgrade that is very reasonably priced for this. Same as if you're upgrading any other headset. They just you work at it, you pop them off, you pop them in. Get rid of the foam ones, put the gel ones on there. It gives you a way better seal around your ear and makes them way more comfortable to wear if you're wearing them for an extended period of time. The next accessory is cable adapter for the down lead. So what this does is it converts it to, they call it Z-Tac, which is like replica push to talk. So if you have a whole replica setup already and you wanted to use this headset, you could buy this adapter for pretty cheap and make it work with your replica push to talk and switch between the two. So if you wanted to use this and you already had a replica setup, but you know in the future that you're gonna get a better push to talk, to make them work for the time being, you could just spend the nominal amount of money and get this cable adapter. This, I actually have this on here. You can actually buy spare microphones or a dynamic microphone. I have the dynamic microphone on there for another reason, which we'll go over later, but that also makes the headset more versatile. And also, if you end up breaking your microphone for some reason, again, it's pretty cheap to replace or to have extras, or if you're going to have different things set up in your kit. So again, if you're using like a replica push to talk or a cheaper radio at first, and you have to use the cheaper boom mic, but you're gonna upgrade and you're gonna need to use a dynamic microphone later on down the road for just a couple dollars, you can swap the microphone out to a dynamic and you'll have this headset be compatible with multiple different types of communication headsets. And then the last one, which I don't have it in the package, is this headset band cover, which gives you a little strip of MOLLE, and I found it a little bit more comfortable. There's a couple different companies who make very similar, but the Earmor one just kind of was branded. I didn't know if it specifically fit any better, and they make this in multiple different types of camouflage color patterns and stuff like that. And it's got the hook to attach it to your gear, and it just velcros around it, and it's got that breathable pattern because I don't really wear a helmet and stuff. Anyway, so that's it for going over the accessories and the overview. Savannah, it's Daddy. Radio check, over.
That's green. I heard you. That's red.
Do I sound nice and clear?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Roger that. Hold on, I'm gonna try another microphone now, okay? Savannah, it's Daddy. Radio check, over.
I can hear you loud and clear. Hear you loud and clear.
Roger that.
Mommy.
This is with the capacitance or electric microphone. Thank you for your help.
Touch the pole. You're welcome. I hear you loud and clear.
So the positives. One of the biggest things I think is a positive is being able to move the microphone, replace the microphone, both if you break the microphone and the fact that you could switch between microphone types. It makes it super versatile in all different ways, and the fact that you could just take it off if you wanted to, if you were just using it for everyday tasks. You know, say you were just using it cutting the grass or something like that, and you didn't want this thing, you know, getting up in the way. You could just pull it off. You know, it would have been nice if they included another one of these rubber little plugs so you could keep stuff from getting in there. It does a very good job acting as hearing protection. As with any headset, if you're wearing glasses and stuff like that, it does kind of end up holding off a little bit. And my wife said that she, especially with her glasses, it didn't seal that great. So I guess that would kind of be in the negative category, but I found it to be okay. My wife is small. I think all headsets she has a problem with. Battery life is good. I'm still on the same set of batteries for as much as I've used it. It does have an auto off feature, and I've left them on like I do with everything because I'm forgetful. These are super affordable. I mean, even with the upgrades, using the discount code from ComGear Supply, I mean, you can get this setup with some spare pieces for like $100. So unless you're happening to find a really good used deal or something on some other type of headset, I mean, this is a pretty good deal to get you in the game for something decent, though it is not going to be as durable as some of those others. I'll splice in a few clips at this point of me using them, like I said, for the hearing protection thing. I've used them shooting my 1919 A4 in the turret, pistol shooting, rifle shooting, even just doing work. I took them to Monster Jam with me with the kids. Wife's used them shooting all kinds of random loud stuff. I think I took them to work just to use them for a day when I knew I was going to be doing some loud work. And I mean, typical hearing protection headset stuff, I really couldn't complain about it. I'm sure, like I said, if you were to go buy $500 or $600 headset, they might seal up just a little bit better, but I find it perfectly acceptable for protecting my hearing for the cost that it's at, especially. So moving on to the negative side, and I do actually have a couple decent gripes, and one of the last of them kind of like put me over the top to sort of not really recommend this, though I tend to be overly rough with my stuff. So it has to do with the movable microphone thing here. As you can see in this one, I restapled this into the bag. There's a floating piece of plastic in here. One of the times where I took this microphone off, actually while I was trying to record this review, oh wow, it just broke. Well, that's not a good thing to have in the middle of a review, huh? I've taken that thing on and off about 20 times. Now that's not to say I would take this and stow it like this and shove this in my bag, and I've literally taken my bag and thrown it off my truck onto the ground. So it's not to say that by chance that didn't take a direct impact on the ground, and you know, again, for a lower cost budget headset, that's what I get for abusing my gear. But hey, it did break. But like I had said earlier, these are cheap enough. You can go keep, say, 1 or 2 of these as a spare. I did reach out to Earmor about their warranty on this, and they said they would send me a new one if I paid shipping, which normally wouldn't be a big deal, but they're based overseas. Shipping was going to be something like $18, which was almost as much as it would be to go purchase this. Then I said to them, well, I guess I'm going to have to share that the warranty is basically useless in my YouTube review. Then they changed their tone and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, we'll send it to you of no charge. I'm including that in here. So that was my little test of their warranty. Wanted to splice this in quickly as well. I noticed when it appears that they may have realized this issue with the microphone breaking. You can see from this picture on their website, it looks like the microphone mount may have been updated. So I may have taken so much time to make this video that they already have some revision of the M32 out there, unless this is for the M32 Pro. This is the only microphone that I am seeing on the website. It's not saying anything else here about it. They do show the dynamic microphone I was talking about, and it's just saying that it's out of stock. I don't know if they're making some changes or whatever here, but I thought this was appropriate at the time of making the video to include. All right, while we're on the topic of warranty, one of the advantages of buying from CommGear Supply is they have their own warranty. With the purchases comes 1 year. So if you were to break it within 1 year, they'll cover it themselves and they'll replace it. They'll cover that in depth on their website, and then you can also purchase an extended warranty through them. So instead of having to deal with whatever the manufacturer of what you're purchasing, it's not just on this Earmor M32 headset, it's whatever you buy from them, including their own stuff. So if you have an issue, you can elect to purchase the extended warranty and be covered a whole bunch of years out. So if you have any problem, you just deal with them, and they have great customer service, and they'll just get a replacement out to you real quick. But I'll put a link in the description to that extended warranty so you could read more up on it. But I wanted to include that in this video as well, because that's another great service they offer. Talking about the microphone again, as you could see, now that I have this on here, the position of this really is not that great, and it also doesn't really stay that secure. So a lot of other headsets will kind of have the microphone coming out directly over here. I get that it was probably just a, hey, we need to make this, if we want to make it movable, this is where we got to put it. I mean, I could probably see if I shake this, it moves around. So if you're running, this thing's probably going to end up hitting you in the face. I did go run around with it, and the other one actually did hold a little bit better. I don't know if it's just worn out. Maybe the plastic did wear out. I'll probably splice in over my talking here and show a clip of it on my face, but you can kind of see it's just not as streamlined as it could be. It does the job, but it's not as streamlined as it could be. Anyway, enough complaining about that. Microphone, not that great, and it's the loudness of the amplified part of the hearing protection and the communications is not as loud as my Sordin headset. That's to be expected. I mean, they're making this for, I guess the right word would be hobbyist, not someone who's out there in the war, and, you know, laying down suppressant fire and from the turret and, you know, using communications at the same time or something like that. Keep that in mind. It's not going to be as loud. It is clear and you can hear it. It's just not as loud. I have heard reports of people saying that over time, where the wires come in, they've worn out and the wires internally have broke. That might have been one of the improvements with the new 2022 model, where they've improved the connections right here. I don't know that for sure, but something to keep in mind. I didn't love these battery things. They can come loose pretty easy. Perfect case in point right there. I mean, that seems pretty easy for the battery to just be able to come out. That's kind of something I would suggest they work on improving. I mean, that would be pretty easy. Say you were like in the prone or going through the bushes and you hit that, or even say you just got it stowed in your pack and it starts moving around. I did not have that happen in my pack or when I was out training or anything, but maybe that could be solved by just putting a piece of tape over it for the time being. Another thing to think about. And the last thing that I don't think's the end of the world, but it would have been really nice to see, considering that they made the microphone removable, is if they made the down lead removable. Because if you decide to take the microphone off because you were going to go out and you didn't need the communications part, it would have been awesome to have this be removable in some way. Say they made it like a 3.5mm headphone jack. I mean, I understand it would be easier to pull out. Maybe that was their thinking, that, oh, it'd be too easy with it being pointed downwards for it to just get pulled out, but in some way to make that removable, so that way you could remove this down lead if you wanted to and just have it as a straight hearing protection headset until you needed it, and then that way this wire could also be able to be changed out. But with that being said, that's my review on the headset. Kind of did hit a lot of negative points. You know, that's me kind of coming from a guy who was really used to using a very high quality MSA Sordin communications headset. So even though I hit all those points that are negative, price point in mind, it might not be a bad value if it's something that you wanted to have and you didn't want to go spend a lot of money. Especially if you don't buy the upgrades. I mean, you're well under $100, especially if you go use the CallMeColt 10 discount code at CommGear Supply. Links to all the accessories and stuff are in the description, including the headset. There is a pro version of this headset that may address some of these issues, but again, their cost goes up. It's not as expensive as like Sordin or CommTac headsets. So maybe that's like a happy medium of addressing these issues. I don't have one of those in my hands to compare it to. Maybe in the future, I'll do an M32. I guess this would be a budget model versus the pro model, but that's my honest opinion on these. So I hope that you found this helpful. I'd actually been meaning to make this video for a while. Just had a ton of stuff going on and I really wanted to get some more time using this. Hope to get some more communication videos out as I get the time. That's that.